The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you were the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate by automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality. This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Welcome to another edition of StormCast, the official podcast for Manchester Storm, and another member of the team for 2026-27 is standing by and ready to talk to us. I'm Craig Anderson, your host, and thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. Believe me when I say we are just getting started. Get subscribing now, the only place to hear from your Manchester Storm players, coaches, and anyone else from this great organisation. Our next guest is a returning player and someone the Storm fans have taken to their hearts. He's back for what will be his fourth season and a popular one for the fans as excitement continues to build. After 174 appearances for the Storm, 45 goals and 40 assists, he's ready for more, and as we talk to him, he's got a special week ahead. Let's find out more in this episode of StormCast as we talk to Loren Ulett. Loren Ulett, thank you very much for joining us. As I say, really appreciate your time here joining us here on StormCast. Great to have you on the show. So where are you as we speak right now?
I'm back home in St. Catharines, Ontario. I moved out here about 3 years ago, help one of my best friends run the gym that he owns. So that's where I've been living, me and my fiance. So yeah, it's been a good summer so far.
Before we start, I should really take the opportunity to thank you for talking to us this week of all weeks, because tell us what you're up to this weekend.
Yeah, so on the 18th, my fiance and I are finally tying the knot. So Amelia and I will be getting married, kind of halfway between our parents' house. On the 18th. So we're super excited for that. Just kind of finishing up the last little bits and then get to life.
Good, fantastic. So how are preparations going? We were talking there before the recording that Amelia's very much a wedding planner. She's got all this under control, I'm sure.
Yeah. A lot of stuff will be a surprise for me on the day, I think. But yeah, it's been really good, especially since being home. I got home right around May 1st. I've been able to help out a little bit more, but everything was pretty dialed. It was just kind of executing all the planning bits that we had out in place, and everything's set and ready to go. It's just kind of time to pay some of the bills and then get the whole shebang done with. So, but yeah, we're really excited. We've been wanting to do it. We've been planning it for over a year, and it's the next step kind of for us, and we're super looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Well, we wish both of you all the best for the big day when it comes. I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the Storm fans when I say that as well. But anyway, let's get to business. Manchester Storm, you're back for a fourth season, and I know a lot of players tend to live year to year in their careers. So when you first signed 3 years ago, 2023, did you see yourself still being here in 2026, committing to 2027?
It's been kind of it's been a bit in the air. I've really only played for 3 or 4 organizations since junior. So I'm fairly loyal to the organizations that I play for. But definitely didn't think I'd be even playing as long as I have. It wasn't really part of my plan originally. I came over, Matt Ginn kind of convinced me you're going to come here, you're going to play it, you're going to love it. And being brutally honest, I wasn't in love with hockey when I changed from North America over to the UK. And I lived with Cam in my first season, and he really kind of lit a fire in me for the game again, just seeing the way that he competed and how he wears his heart on his sleeve every game, and honestly, in day-to-day life too. but yeah, just kind of reignited my passion for hockey, and then signed a 2 year after that to do my master's at Wrexham. So then after that, the plan was kind of to find work, and to kind of go again. And I just had a really great season again last year. Really loved the culture shift when Cam kind of took over. And yeah, I've just been loving playing the game, and I kind of don't want it to stop now. So it's not, when I got an opportunity to sign another contract here, it was a no-brainer for me. Super excited to be a part of building what this organization can be, and just the culture shift that comes with that. I think I'm a pretty good piece of that culture shift, and just, kind of driving the winning culture that we want here in Manchester moving forward. So when I heard kind of about the plans, and when they're finally coming to fruition, that's when I was like, all right, let's go all in here. I'm more than happy to stay, and I just want to be a part of it. And it's such an awesome city. The fans are great. Really, the only knock against us was the arena, and obviously with that changing, I think we have a real opportunity to do something super special here in Manchester.
Let me take you back to when you signed for Manchester. You've just admitted there that it was maybe a low point in your career. You weren't sure if you were really up for playing hockey again. Why was that? What was going on in your life to make you think that at that point?
Yeah, I think like I have always kind of been like almost like a bubble guy when it comes to like my goals. So like I set fairly large personal goals every season. And I think I was like very close to achieving those goals every year in North America. And even from junior, like I kind of grinded my way in to an opportunity. Like I grinded my way into opportunities, basically, is kind of how I've been my entire career. And so like since I was 16, that's just kind of how I've been. Is I worked really hard to get an opportunity, and then ran with it. And then usually after 2, 3 years, got rewarded again, got a new opportunity, and ran with it. And I think I was just tired of doing that. I think every year you pour so much into the game, and then obviously in the summer it's different. So I think I think that was like a big part of it. I was just kind of tired of the grind, of like what it takes to kind of take that next step each year. And I think I just had too much focus and too much pressure on moving up levels when I was younger. And then honestly, when I came to Manchester, it was so much fun, and I had more success just having fun with the game and having fun with my teammates. And I think that was like a big mental shift for me, because like when you're always biting at a big goal that you have, and you're so close, so close, so
Mhm.
close, then when you're like just don't make it, or you get a taste or whatever, like I think that can be frustrating. And in Manchester, I just kind of took a step back and said like, hey, I'm gonna go out and compete every game, and I'm just gonna enjoy playing again.
Mhm.
And it kind of like resparked like that childlike love for the game that I had. It's buried down somewhere. I think I was just treating hockey way too much like a business when I was in North America. And now I go out there, I work hard, I train hard in the summer, I do all the things that I still do, but I'm just enjoying doing it now. So it's just kind of more of a mental shift for me, towards the game.
Good, great news that you finally found it again. That's always good to hear. Now you
Yeah.
mentioned your relationship with Cam Critchlow. Of course, he was your teammate, your roommate, as you mentioned. Now he's your boss. What's that like
Yeah.
to go from a guy who's in the room with you to being the guy in the suit who's kind of telling you what to do and trying to explain systems and stuff?
Yeah, I'd honestly, for me, it wasn't a very big shift, because I think with the type of leader that Cam was, it's super easy to go to war for that guy. I mean, when I kind of do like a highlight tape at the end of every year, and just kind of post that on Instagram for everybody, and for my own little ego here. But when I look back at the shifts and that sort of thing, like the amount of times that Cam pops up on those shifts was insane. And it was always him doing like little things really well, and just the emotion that he plays with. So he's always kind of been the leader in the room, like by a long shot. And so yes, it's a different position, but he's still Cam in the way that he is super competitive. He's emotional, like wears it on his sleeve. You know exactly what he's thinking all the time. So the shift, there's a little bit of a shift, but he's always kind of been that leader in the room. So it's not a massive change from who he was as a player.
If your business runs on 5 different apps, 12 browser tabs, and one spreadsheet that everyone's afraid to touch, it's probably time for Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that connects every part of your business into one powerful, easy-to-use platform. So instead of wasting time switching between disconnected systems, your entire business works together in real time. Your team moves faster, your data stays accurate, and you can actually focus on growing your business. Let one unified system run your entire business. From the first opportunity to the final payment, everything works together in one place. Whether you're a small business or managing a large operation, Odoo gives you one flexible platform built to grow with you. Learn more at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Pay's checkout is offered by your banks and credit unions. So when you shop online at participating merchants, your cards appear in one place, ready to use and kept up to date. And the best part, your actual card number isn't shared when you check out. Because boundaries are healthy, like no work emails after 6. One small step for boundaries, one big leap for checkout. Pay's, it checks out. Activation required. See Pays.com to learn more. Terms and conditions apply.
So when you look back on last season, how much fun was it then? You know, so many great results along the way, culminating obviously in that playoff final weekend, which despite certain results, of course, it was a fantastic thing to be part of.
Yeah, I think I don't think there was a game. There might have been 2 games that we were really out of the game all year. So like when you're in tight games every year, and obviously Drew was a massive part of that. Like you look at him on a on a bar chart, and he's just like statistical outlier compared to the rest of the league. So, yeah, like I think he gave us opportunities to be in games all year. And then we had guys all season stepping up and scoring massive goals at times when we needed them. And I think we're just like a really tight-knit group last season. So guys were just going to war for each other. Nobody wanted to let each other down. Everyone wanted to like raise each other up. And it was just such a fun group to be a part of. And I think even going into this season, with a lot of the pieces that we brought back, like that is going to be kind of the same vibe in the dressing room. So yeah, it was a ton of fun, and I'm just excited to do it again this year.
And of course, as someone who's been in the room for 3 years, as you have been now, you see that a lot of the same guys are coming back, but new faces as well. How excited are you to meet those guys and get to working with them?
Yeah, no, we have a little team group chat, the coaches band group chat, if you will. So it's been fun to kind of get to know some guys a little bit in there. But as the season comes closer, it's going to kind of pop off a little bit more. So yeah, no, I'm excited for the new guys we brought in. I haven't done a ton of research on any of the guys. I just kind of like to get there and meet everybody. Instead of like going in with like a preconceived notion of who these guys are and how they play. Obviously you kind of look into it really quickly. And then, I mean, we brought in Dryden Dow this year as well, which I think is a great addition for us. Obviously played against him for the last 4 years with him up in Dundee, and I think he's a fantastic player, and I think he's definitely a big leader. So I think that's another great piece that we're going to add to the culture here in Manchester this year.
And of course, you're seeing all the other teams bringing in new faces or keeping faces that they've had before. Are you one of these people that likes to see what other teams are doing and maybe think of the possibilities of what it's going to be like to come up against these guys?
Yeah, no, I don't really. I've never been a big game notes guy, like pregame. I kind of just go in, like I know what I want to do when I'm on the ice. I know how I kind of want to compete. I think that's one of the things in hockey is it's so dynamic that when you go in and you think like, hey, we're gonna execute XYZ and we're matched up against these guys, that's kind of when you get away from what you do well. And I think our best games last year is when we had everyone going and they're just doing what they do the best. So like whether you're a Cutler scoring goals or you're a Harrison shutting guys down on the back end, I think like when you're dialed into what you do really well, that's how you give the most value to your team. And so I'm not really big on okay, these guys are these guys. And over the 3 years that I've been in Manchester, I think all the pundits, if you will, had us finishing in ninth and 10th each year. And I mean, we finished fourth my first year, not a great year. My second year finished ninth, and then we finished sixth last year. and really, I think it was 2 points that separated us from fourth. So I think there's a lot of buzz around arena team this, arena team that, or this team historically has been great, but I think in this league, especially in later years, anyone can win in any night. And I think you just need to focus on what you do as a group and what you do as an individual, and that's how you have success in the league. So it's not as much like we're matching up against these guys, like I got to be scared. It's, I'm here for a reason. I'm here to do a job, and you just kind of go out and execute that.
Now, as you've already touched upon, you've sampled the highs and the lows in terms of reaching the playoff finals weekend, not even reaching the playoffs, as you mentioned, in your second season and quite a bit in between. So give us a feel from a player's point of view about how exciting things are heading into this season in particular.
Yeah, I think last year getting there for the first time, it just kind of felt like there's so much build up to it that when we got there, we made the moment bigger than just the game because end of the day, like it's a single game elimination, and we made the whole build up like into this, and I could just be speaking for myself where the moment felt bigger than what we needed to make it feel. Um, but I think it was really good to get there and kind of get a little bit of hunger because now that we've been there, we know what it's like. And that's kind of the expectation moving forward. Like obviously anything can happen throughout a season, anything can happen in the playoffs, but um, I think it was a really good stepping stone for the organization as a whole to say like, okay, well now this is our expectation. It's just kind of changing the culture from where we were to where we want to go, and now the expectation is higher, obviously with the better arena and also like being there and having the history there. Although it's only 1 year, I think we kind of have a new taste and expectation for what it should be like. And like obviously the result last year is pretty disappointing, but I think as a whole that's a super positive thing just to be there and kind of get a feel for it. And now it's like, okay, well, we got a taste, like let's go have a meal. So
So you mentioned the new arena. Have you had a chance to check it out yet, even just as a concert venue? And is it top of your list to visit there once you return to the UK?
yeah, no, I'd been there a couple concerts over the years. I did the Davis Cup, one of my good friends, and he actually does all my like physical work. Alex Durlis, he works for Tennis Canada, so he got me and a bunch of the boys tickets in my second year when we were down there. So I'd been there for that. You're kind of looking at it, going like, this would be the perfect place for hockey. I can't believe we don't play here. And then we kind of toured it as a team at the end of last season when once everything was kind of finalized. So, and then we think we had a concert there kind of end of last year. We did a concert there, a couple of the guys. So, yeah, no, it's super exciting. The venue's amazing. Kind of where they're looking to do the dressing rooms and kind of the VIP and all the additional things that I'm sure will be announced. It's super exciting, and yeah, it's a completely different vibe, completely different feel to the arena in my first 3 years there. So and honestly, like I've played in a lot of rinks. This is definitely the best one I will have had an opportunity to play in, especially as a home arena. So
So the next question I ask, sometimes it's a bit hit and miss. It depends on the answer I get, and I'm always hopeful there's going to be a story behind it. Now, you've
yeah,
worn the number 14 jersey. Is there
yeah.
any significance as to why you wear the number 14 jersey?
Honestly, I not really. It just kind of I didn't know it when I got it, but so I wore 13, I wore 8, I wore because like my birthday was 8, so I always wore 8 growing up. And then I couldn't get 8 for a stretch of like minor hockey, so I wore like 3. And then when I got to junior, I wore like 23. And then finally I got like when I my first year in the OHL, I ended up wearing 14. And then I just kind of had 14 ever since then, and it's kind of stuck. But it's actually funny because my fiance played Team Canada lacrosse and played like collegiate lacrosse, like D1 in Jacksonville, and she wore number 14 as well. So it's like it's kind of funny how all these things align, and I didn't even think to it, but like my childhood growing up was also number 14. So like we were house number 14 in my childhood home. So I never thought about it until like honestly, I think it was like 8 or 9 months ago. I was talking to someone about it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, like 14's in my life here. It's in my life here. And like my fiance wore 14. Like, so it's funny how it kind of all lines up like that, but there's no significance behind the number to start.
Wow. Okay, that's a better answer
Yeah.
than I was expecting, to be fair. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me on a little ride when I started putting all the pieces together. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like, this is kind of crazy that this is my number for like since basically since I've been 19, that's pretty well been the only number that I've worn.
Excellent. Good
So yeah,
stuff.
it's been funny. Yeah.
Let's go back to the earlier part of your career, pre-Manchester, of course. Who was the coach that helped the belief that put you on the road to hockey?
Yeah, so I think I was like in junior kindergarten. So I was like 4 years old. Um, yeah, like I was always just like playing, I guess, in the yard or whatever. And I just remember like me going home with like a piece of paper. Mrs. Hanson had told me like you need to sign up for this like right now, like tell your parents, and like gave me like all this info on how to sign up for hockey, and I've just kind of been playing since then. I've had a lot of really good coaches over the years, and I think each one of them brings a different piece of the puzzle, to kind of make you the player that you are. Um, but yeah, like I started my pro career, like I made 27 cold calls to GMs and owners. Like that's kind of how I found my deal. Like I thought I was going somewhere, and it didn't really go anywhere. So I think like a lot of it is self-belief and like just wanting to do this as a career. And like I had to make the calls to figure out how that was going to work my first year pro. And then I think just like getting an opportunity with John Scott Dixon in Kansas City was massive. He gave me the opportunity, and when I came in, I kind of just rolled from there. Re-signed me early for the following season, and then I ended up being like third or fourth all times game played for that organization. And but there's been a lot of, it's not just like the coaching staff and stuff. There's been a lot of fans. There's been a lot of other staff. Like I remember I tried out in Idaho when I was 19, and like got released first week of the season. And the fella named Britt Talbert, he was the radio guy, like big, massive man. And he's just been following me around my career the entire time. He's been a really stable like support pillar for me. His niece actually played for Tottenham women's football over there. So
No.
like went to Etihad, checked out a game when she was playing. So it's been a lot of stories kind of like that. And then like another name I would mention is Nate Mitten. He's been my best friend since college. And like he has a ton of belief in himself. And he actually owns the gym that I work at in the summer here. But he's just such an inspiration. Started training his mother-in-law's friends on a tennis court, and then turned that into running, like strength and conditioning for hockey athletes, and now he's the head strength and conditioning for the Florida Panthers. So in a 5-year span, he just had that belief in himself. And we have a saying at our gym, it's a high tide raises all ships. And so it's just, I've had so many great people in my life that have really shaped how I got here, and given me the ability to kind of believe in what I want to do. So yeah, I could go all day with the names and and with stories and stuff, but those are two that come to mind pretty early on.
Teens share everything. That may include the bacteria that can cause meningococcal disease known as meningitis. Even if your teen's been vaccinated in the past, they could still be missing meningitis vaccinations. Ask your teen's doctor or visit meningitis.com today. Sponsored by GSK.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his perfect bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high-quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
One thing I like to do when I'm about to interview somebody like yourself is I look back on your career, I look back at who you've played with, and the teams you've been involved with before. And I know you come up against, it's such a small world, I know you come up against old buddies and guys that you maybe grew up with, or even just guys that you know because you've played against them. For example, the likes of Brian Lemos and Hugo Waugh, who was at Glasgow Clan last year, are two guys that you played with. Now, I'm making the assumption that you're friendly with these guys off the ice, but how much does the competitiveness spike when you're up against each other on the ice?
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's kind of like a different, it's like a different competitiveness, because I think like I think when you don't know someone, it's very easy to be like apathetic to like kind of whatever happens to them. But like I want these guys to succeed because like they are my friends, but also like I want to be like, no, no, listen, like this is the bar, like I'm the standard, you know? So it's fun. I really enjoy playing against guys that I've like played with or played against. In every year you kind of have like some friendly competition. But I think the level of respect that kind of goes around the league is really awesome. So there's a lot of guys that I'm kind of friendly with between whistles, and then the whistle goes, we're playing, the puck gets dropped, you know, we're wheeling, we're competing. But it's always cool to kind of catch up with them, like see how they're doing, like how they're like doing in life, basically.
Mm.
It's like a big club out here, and but yeah, like on the ice when the puck drops, like everything's off, and you just get to compete, and it just I think like knowing the guys kind of adds another layer of fun to it. But again, like you want to see your friends succeed, but end of the day when it's game on, it's game on. So
So let's a few kind of shorter questions then. Who's the favourite player you've played with so far in your time at Manchester? And I realise you might be running the risk of upsetting some people here, so
no, I honestly it's like I think Chase Harrison comes to mind right off the bat. Like I know we don't have him next year, but Tyler Heinem was another one. Winnie's awesome. Steven Johnson, like he was in school kind of at the same time as me for a little bit. So I think like on the ice, like I don't really have like a favorite guy to
Mm,
play with, but when it comes to like away from the rink, it's always great to kind of have those guys that have been around for a while to like they've seen your highs, they've seen your lows, they love you, they respect you, and it's mutual, you know. So yeah, I think like off ice wise, I think those are the guys that I like to hang out with. I kind of chat with the most, especially over the timeline. But yeah, and obviously like Kyle Locke last year, like I played with him at college as well. So and he's one of my best friends. Like he'll be at the wedding next week. So yeah, it's there's been so many different guys and so many different reasons why I love these guys that it's hard to just nail down a couple of names for sure.
and so who would be your most difficult opponent then you've came across in the Elite League?
Most difficult appointment. Oh,
And there'll be
geez.
a few, I guess.
I think first year Sheffield was different.
Mm,
So like the Sheffield team from 3 years ago, that was that was a tough opponent to play. They were on a different level to everybody
the
else that
the
year.
Grand Slam team, you mean?
Yeah, the Grand
Yeah.
Slam team, like they were just a different level to everybody that year. And the crazy part was it was like we beat them once or twice or whatever it was. But like they would come in and it's like, all right, it's gonna be a super tight game or it's gonna be 9-1. You know, like there was no in between. Like when they were dialed and they were on, like they were an unbelievable team. And I think like that outside of that, like I don't think there's ever like, oh, this is a war game tonight, you know. I think they were just like completely that was a crazy team for sure. I'll just put it that way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So we've got the nice new arena to look forward to. If you could invite a famous special guest to the arena for a game night, who would it be and why?
Famous special guest. Jeez. Well, you know what? Last year I had my Opa at the game versus I think it was actually Glasgow, the one where I scored the shootout winner.
Hmm.
And I that was so special to me. My grandpa never missed a game in minor hockey or junior hockey. And then as he's gotten a little bit older, he like that was his first pro game he's been able to watch. So he came out with my mom and my sister and my cousin, and so that to me was like really cool, really special. I'm not really big on the famous people.
Fair enough.
I couldn't list you 10 of them. So yeah, like I think that was really, really special. Obviously my reaction to scoring the shootout winner was a little over the top, almost jumped out of the arena, but that was a super special moment for me. So I'd love for him to be able to come back this season and check out the arena.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. So
Yeah.
we know what you'll be doing in the next couple of weeks, of course, all things on the wedding. But beyond that, what is the plan between then and really when you return to the UK?
Yeah, it's just honestly, it's just training. So I'm in the gym 5 or 6 days a week, work there as well. So a little bit of added little bit of added work that's kind of hidden, which is nice. So just trying to get into really good shape so that the season feels a little bit easier than it is. And then obviously the wedding this upcoming week. Try to get out and golf a couple times, and then obviously just being on the ice two to three times a week, kind of starting July, August. And then we have to head down to Florida for a little bit and fix one of our rentals down there. But outside of that, it's just all gas, getting ready, getting dialed up, ready to go.
And that's it. We're at the time of year when the fixtures are out as well, so that just makes it that little bit closer, doesn't it?
Yeah. I saw like Daily EIHL posted like we're halfway point, and that was like 3 weeks ago. And I was like, oh boy, it is flying by. But yeah, no, it's just nothing really changes from in the off season for me. It's kind of been the same since I was in college. Like train, skate, work at the gym. I have a couple assignments that I have to do over the summer for just finishing up the MBA here. But outside of that, it's just, wedding, training, trying to get dialed, get ready to go.
Good. Well, we'll finish up then. This is what I've been doing with some of the other guys. 50-50 questions, one or the other, basically. So I'll just fire them at you, some quick fire ones. A little bit of fun just to finish things off. Perfect. So here we go. Okay, first one. Quiet night in or a nice meal out?
Ooh, can we do both? No, I'd go quiet night in.
Okay. Are you an early riser or a late sleeper?
A bit of both. Definitely early in the summers, late in the winters.
Do you prefer a goal or an assist?
Goal.
Pizza or Chinese?
Pizza.
Marvel or DC?
Yes, Marvel.
Marvel, okay. Okay, here's a tricky one. City or United?
United. That was pretty easy. My cousins are from there. They're United guys. If I said anything different, I'd be hearing about it in about 8 minutes. So we'll go United. And we lived on that side of the city my first 3 there. So
right. Well, that's the City fans. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Bus or plane?
Plane.
Plane. TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram. I don't even have TikTok.
Fair enough. Veteran advice or rookie energy?
Veteran advice.
Right, here we go. The last one, the deal breaker. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh, you didn't even have to think about that one.
No, I got a big one here, so I had to send him out of the room. He's trying to jump up in the background.
Oh, big friendly dog. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Well, Loren, thank you so much for your time. It's great to have you on StormCast. Great to chat and get some insight, especially, obviously, with things happening in your life right now. On behalf, again, of the Storm fans, wish you all the happiness in the world with you and Amelia for your big day. It might have happened by the time you hear this. Who knows? But in the meantime, enjoy it. Have a great time. And it's been great to have you on the show.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me. Look forward to seeing everybody.
That was the voice of Loren Ulett, number 14 for Manchester Storm, and he's back for a 4th year, joining me here on StormCast. Keep up to date with everything Manchester Storm on the website, manchesterstorm.com, and on our social media channels as well. There's so much more to come this summer. Subscribe and catch the only place to hear from the people at Manchester, and I'll have another player for you in the next episode. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you next time.
In business, there's no room for guesswork. Every shipment matters. Every deadline counts. When you're trying to keep operations running smoothly, the last thing you need is uncertainty. That's why reliability is at the core of USPS Ground Advantage. From the moment your package is first scanned in, it moves through a secure nationwide network, aiding in a timely and accurate delivery. You get near real-time tracking so you can keep up with your shipments. And with affordable upfront pricing, there are no hidden fees or surprise surcharges to throw off your cost sheets. It all adds up to predictable deliveries you can depend on. Because knowing your logistics are handled lets you focus on everything else. Your customers, your team, and the future you're building. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to start shipping with confidence. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL. In business, there's no room for guesswork. Every shipment matters. Every deadline counts. When you're trying to keep operations running smoothly, the last thing you need is uncertainty. That's why reliability is at the core of USPS Ground Advantage. From the moment your package is first scanned in, it moves through a secure nationwide network, aiding in a timely and accurate delivery. You get near real-time tracking so you can keep up with your shipments. And with affordable upfront pricing, there are no hidden fees or surprise surcharges to throw off your cost sheets. It all adds up to predictable deliveries you can depend on. Because knowing your logistics are handled lets you focus on everything else: your customers, your team, and the future you're building. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to start shipping with confidence. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.